Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all about Injective Protocol INJ ticker symbol. We made a video at the start of May right here on Injective Protocol outlining why the risk to reward in the market after these big moves to the upside was not quite in the buyer's favour. Just outlining a couple of different things on the wave structure and what we was going to be looking for over the next couple of weeks and months. And since then we've had a nice decline in the market. So what I want to do is just play a clip from that last video. We can get an idea of what I was saying and where we are updated to now in the market and what my projections are and potentially some buy zones that we can be entering for Injective Protocol as the weeks and months go on, as Bitcoin is consolidating and taking a bit of dominance away from the altcoins. Can we expect the Injective Protocol to get down to these zones? What zones are we going to be looking out for, and how high can we go after we hit them zones? So guys, if you haven't already, smash this video a like, I really appreciate it. Obviously any comments and subscriptions are appreciated. Let's get into it. The risk to reward right now when looking at the market and thinking, you know, what have we got much more potential to the upside here? Maybe 50, 60, maybe them 100% moves in the fifth wave. Is it really great risk to reward as it was down here? And it's definitely not. So what I'm going to be looking for on INJ, like I mentioned earlier, is let's look for them big major corrections to the downside, then coming back to these clusters of consolidation. That would be the zone I think to enter, because although you can benefit from these moves to the upside, playing them lower time frame games and risking your portfolio is not the way I like to do things. But and as you can see guys, since that video we didn't quite get that potential fifth wave to the upside, which is why we were saying, you know, the risk to reward for them 50 or possible 40% moves to the upside at the highs after these big bullish candles are just never worth the risk. It's never worth your portfolio. You want to be looking for accumulation zones and key structural support zones when people are in a maximum amount of fear. So since then we've had a nice decline in the market, obviously a little bit of a pullback, nothing really major here in Injective Protocol going on, bit of consolidation, bit of downwards action in the price. What I'm projecting right here for Injective Protocol is some potential moves back down to these bullish breaker candle fills. We've seen it with other altcoins in the past, so I think this would be what we want to be expecting. You've got a nice little order block here for Injective Protocol, so let's get rid of that arrow. We'll have a little zoom out here and just pull the Fibonacci's and get some real key levels that we need to be monitoring. And you can see the 618. Let's have a look at the 618 coming in at around the $4.50, but really that's 702 there at $3.84 coming in, aligning with that little order block and that weekly cluster of consolidation. If you zoom out, it's a weekly cluster of consolidation and a bullish breaker candle fill here on the daily time frame. This is, in my opinion, the zone we need to be looking out for potentially entering buys for the Injective Protocol. So just zooming out here, you can see if we was to extend this zone all the way to the left, let's see if we can get any confluence here, and you can see that's been a very key reactionable zone right here in January 2021, right here in January 2022, right here in May 2022, and this cluster of consolidation before that big move to the upside. So if we are looking at a potential big major move to the upside here on Injective Protocol, still I think the risk to reward is a little bit too much in the seller's favor at the minute, even though this could just be a nice little free wave, get a nice little free wave back, then going for that final kill here for the Injective Protocol with a nice 335 correction to the downside or something of the sort, where that's your free. Now we're going in for the 5. We don't know how long it's going to take, but really when we're looking at key structural support levels, this is the zone that we need to be looking out for. 702, 786 also coming in and aligning. So that's a bit of confluence, and obviously when we take a look at the wave structure here, that could very easily just be a massive 1-2 to the upside. So we don't really want to be getting so bearish down here when people will be getting bearish, because people was entering up at the highs. I was getting a lot of messages saying, you know, Injective Protocol, it's going to the moon, it's going to the moon. Can you analyze it? And that's why I was saying, you know, the risk to reward up there was not in the buyer's favor, very much in the seller's favor. But I do think as we start to come down and correct a little bit more, get a little bit more fear into the market and come back to these key levels, that's when we need to be monitoring where we can be entering a bit of a buy, a bit of a spot hold, or even a bit of a leveraged position to the upside. So just doing a little bit of analysis now on the RSI and wave structure here for Injective Protocol. We want to be outlining a couple of scenarios that we could potentially be getting, because I'm not saying that this wave to the upside has to be done, because that could very easily just be a fourth wave and we go on for that final spike, trap the longs, get all the liquidity for the shorts, go to that negative 27%, get all of this liquidity here. But in the end, I still think that zone down here is going to be the one we're going to be looking out for. And I think that would coincide with a bit of the RSI on the 3-day. We don't really have any bearish divergence here on the RSI. So a move back to the upside on the RSI with the 3-day would potentially give us that bearish divergence here to then look for that major correction back down to the downside. Longer term reaccumulation here, coming back in with that RSI trend reset and just looking for that trend line to be touched once again, and then look for a bit of accumulation to go on and around these areas. Obviously you're not just going to get a nice easy accumulation setup. You're going to get deviations below, you're going to get deviations above, but we just need to outline this zone in advance, being prepared for that. Obviously we don't have to get to that zone, anything can happen in the market, but just outlining a couple of these scenarios well beforehand, just to sort of say, you know, if we do get that extra spike to the upside, it's still not the time to be anticipating and jumping into the market after big green candles to the upside. Could easily just be a fifth wave, still looking for these big bullish candle breaker fills back down to these clusters of consolidation on the 3-day and weekly and daily time frame. That's going to be the zone I think we're looking out for. So just look out for that, guys. Just sit back, relax, let the market come to you, and let the market do the work. Of course, it's not financial advice from me. Any opinions or anything like that, just drop a comment. Let me know what you think of Injective protocol. Like I said, I don't really know too much about the protocol itself anyway, just having a look at the charts and just monitoring from a bit of an unbiased point of view here. So take it easy, guys. Any comments, subscriptions, absolutely appreciated. Don't forget to like the video, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.